Hiya guys, he's alright, he's all good. Hope he's all safe and well. I just wanted to show you what I've been doing over the last 2.5 weeks through lockdown. I know the rules had been restricted this weekend, that a lot of you managed to get out and actually play, which is fantastic. Fortunately, you know I can't because I'm part of the shielding group. I've been shielding for the last 10 weeks, so I'm waiting for the rules to be lifted before I can get out on the course. As soon as Nicola gives the green light, I'm out there, folks. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly show you this. It might be a long video, but there's things I need to show you, but I'll go through it as quick as I can. Now, while this is loading up, I want to explain that I know this is on YouTube. I have no intentions in becoming a YouTuber. I'll get a lot of ribbons from my pals by doing it this way. However, this is the only way that I could physically show you what I've been doing through YouTube. So yeah, it's came with a course designer, so you could probably imagine what's coming. 2.5 weeks this has taken me. So here we go. So unpublished course. So it's the Monty at Kinross. So I've chosen the Monty for a couple of reasons. One, personally it's my favourite course. And secondly, I think that it's got a little bit more character than the Bruce. I'm not saying that the Bruce hasn't got character, because it has. I'm just thinking that this has got a little bit more character, and I thought it'd be a bit more fun to do while creating it. So I'm going to load this up for you. So it doesn't look like that at the moment, obviously. Give it a second, it'll just load up and it'll show you a little bit more on what it's like. I'll give some explanations and things of why things have been done the way they have. Some of the tools on it weren't easiest to do, to use to try and create it, so I've done it to the best that I physically possibly can. So just while that's finishing loading up, I'm going to take you up. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of how everything works. So I'm going to go into this tool here because it's a lot easier to navigate while I'm showing you. So, right guys, so starting from the front of it, as we come into the course, obviously we've got the car park here, and I thought it'd be fun to add in sort of that sort of cottagey pub that's there with the bowling green, and then obviously you've got the car park here. Onto the clubhouse itself, you could pick different ones, but I thought that one was probably the more realistic one, with all the sort of pillars that are there, the wooden pillars that kind of hold up with the shelter. It's closest one to it. It's not bang on, but remember, I'm just using the tools that are in the game. Then I thought I'd add in Lynn's house here. Now I did plan on having like fences and things like that around here, however it wasn't until about the 10th hole I didn't realise that you only get a certain amount of objects that you can create. So objects are things like trees, bushes, grass, all that sort of thing. Now, it was kind of like, because I didn't know this, it was kind of like giving a kid a bag of Haribo in the morning and saying, they've to last you all day, but they're gone by 10 o'clock in the morning because you're that excited to have stuff that you can use. So by the 10th hole I'd maxed out everything before I realised that that was even a thing, so I had to go back and delete a lot of things, so I could then use them later on throughout the holes. Like I say, trees was a big one that had to be used, and because it's Kinross, there's a lot of trees on the course, as we all know. Second thing is, it's only an 18 holes that I can create, so whereas you would have the Bruce course round here, I was unable to do that, and I know you would have the first hole here of the Bruce, but again I couldn't do that, so I just added in a bit of a practice putting green area, and then they didn't have a club and shoe cleaner, so I just added in a wee shelter just to give it that feel. So yeah, so that's the clubhouse, that's the car park. Going on to the pro shop, it's just a house that was kind of there that kind of thought looked a bit similar to it. Again, can't get it bang on. And then we've got the buggy shed there, and I know this isn't here, but again I've just tidied up a wee bit and just added it in, just a little shed for all the lawn mowers and things. Again, it's not there, but again it's just wee things I've added in just to try and make it neaten up a bit. So moving on to the actual course itself then. Now this one here, the first, is my favourite course hole so far. Reason being is because I think it just makes me feel that I'm physically there. A lot of this is done by memory. Now, sadly, I've not been on the course for a long time, so I've had to try and remember it to the best I can. So if it's slightly out, please bear with me. But it's just done by things and how I remember. So, for example, like the tee box is here. They've got that big tree that is next to the tee box. Another thing that I've used as well is Google Maps Pro, and I've used that to mark out distances for things like the tee to the first bunker, for example, how long the actual hole is itself, things like where trees are in the middle of holes throughout the course, and things where like the levels of the ground sort of vary from going up, and the elevations and things like that. I've used that to try and get as best as I can. So where it's pretty mapped out, I think, very well, it might not be bang on the button, but again, I'm using a PS4, guys, with a £2.49 game, so please bear that in mind if anything's too off. So I'm going to quickly run through it. Again, the video might last a little bit longer because I want to try and show you the course, and I want to try and play it just to see if you get the feel like what I do. So yeah, first hole here, trees, bushes down the side. I've been in them a few times. Bell's been in there a few times with his shanks. But yeah, so tee kind of lowers down in the middle, back up to the green here. Now it's a two-tiered green. Now this is one of the things on this, guys, is that the elevations don't show as much as what they do in real life. Now you can see that it is tiered there. I mean, there's a, from the top of the green here, if you see in the top right corner, it's at 0 feet, but from down here there's a 2 foot 4 inch sort of raise. I'm not entirely sure about the elevations of the greens and the two-tiered greens and things like that, but I've put them in as best as I can. A couple of the reasons why is for practicality, for when I'm playing it. There's a couple of times I should probably show you more on the fourth hole than I would on this hole, but the severities of how it looked to how it played was completely different scale. If I put it in to show how it exactly showed, the ball was not making it up the green with the way you putt. But anyway, yeah, just showing it in there. And what I've kind of done with this one, I've put a couple of pin positions in for as far as I remember that they've been. I'll be honest and say I can't remember a pin being back there on the first, but I've added that in for when folk are playing it. It's just a bit of a more a challenge because you've got that roll off with the green, with the wind and things like that. So yeah, that's the first hole. I'll quickly breeze through them all. Now again, normally what we would do is we would come off here. I know the green's not as far back to the road as that, but it's just the way it's spaced out. I know we would come, go through these trees and then go round. However, I've just kind of tidied it up a little bit with what I've had. Little house there on the left, which is near the second tee. I've kind of, again, it's not perfect, but I've added in the shape of the house, again courtesy of Google Maps Pro. To just give me the idea of how things are. So moving on to the second hole then, we've got the grass, we've got the tee here. Now all the trees that are here are all added in because it's part of that hole, and that's how I remember them, partly because I've probably hit most of them. I've pulled them along here trying to overcut for my slice, and I remember them being there and the awkwardness that they can be. I wanted to show you trees, guys. Now all these here, these were all self-generated. However, ones that are on the course, like all the ones that maps the course, I've physically had to add. So all these ones here, I've had to physically add them. Now adding trees literally took me maybe a day and a half just to do, and again, as I said at the start, a lot of them are overused at the start before I realised I had to cut back on them. So I had to take some out, but I put them in first. Just I laid down the map of the course, how the holes played out, and then I put the trees around it just to give me that feel, just to show you roughly. Now hopefully this works, just to show you exactly how many trees I've put in. Now it's going to come up with an error because I've used all my stuff. But look, so zooming out, all the trees that were there that's generated by the hole itself, they're away. However, all these ones here, oh, I'm getting a little error. All these ones here that I've added in, I keep doing it. Sorry guys, I'll get there. And see, I'm not used to this at all. Absolute technical glitch. See, I'm not a YouTuber at all. Like I say, it took me about 45 minutes to figure out how to do this. But yeah, so anyway, back to it. All the trees, I've physically planted them myself. Well, I say planted, but placed, just to get the layout of the course. So I'm going to have to put all them back in just so it works again. So bear with me a second, guys. Right, okay, so going back to the course then itself. Right, so where were we? The second hole, right? So up to the second hole. So yeah, another thing with the game itself is that distances are mapped out as far as I can. However, when you're playing with you're actually playing it on the game, you're playing as if you were as good as a pro as you can be. Whereas I would never get the distances I would be hitting on a driver. You get in the game, you don't thin a shot on here, you don't fat a shot in here, you're always getting the perfect connection. So all your shots are always perfect, and I'll club down to try and get where I hit the ball to in real life, to try and get that feel of how the course is, and I'll show you what I mean by that later on. But again, I'm trying to be quick so that it doesn't bore you with the video. I just want to show you everything that's going on. So as we I'm doing a grand job here, Right, so carrying on. So if we go in here, here's the tee with the trees, the grass and everything, which I've topped a few times into there, all the way around here up to here. Now this here, you're probably wondering what the heck is that. Why is that even there? I put it in just so you can see it throughout the course, and the reason I know it's there is because on the 8th hole, me with my natural power slice, I've been in these trees something awful a lot of the time. So I have seen this when I went to retrieve my ball, and it's basically the water line station thing that's there. And again, I've even tried to make that as close to how it looks on as Google Maps shows it. But anyway, yeah, so second hole. One of the other tools on here that annoyed me was the layouts of the surfaces. So surfaces sort of trump each other. So a bunker will trump absolutely everything. A green will trump fairway, fairway will trump the rough, and then the rough will trump the heavy rough. So what I actually wanted to do there was I actually want to run a strip of rough along there. However, because of the tool, it's not the greatest. It wouldn't let me run it. I'd place it down, but it would have no effect whatsoever. So playing on onto the green itself. Now I know it's a larger green, and I know this green would kick onto the 9th hole of the Bruce, which obviously I can't add in because it's an 18 holes that I can only create 2. But what I've tried to do with the greens is, as you've seen on the first, just try and emulate them to as much as I can remember, with the slope that kind of runs down here and onwards. Alright. And what I've tried to do as well is remember the pathways to the greens. Again, I had a little bit more in there. I know it's a bit more enclosed with trees and things, however I ran out of objects, as I've already explained. So then on to the third, the first one with the medal tee. I added that in here, takes it back, and then on here. So this is the first tee, third tee, sorry. Now I know it's not as close as that to the burn. Another tool that I really didn't like was the tool for creating burns, ditches, things like that. So while this is going to look like an absolute chasm compared to what it is, it's the best I could physically work with. I've tried to keep it as real as I can. Now I know that that isn't a bridge there in real life, it's a path, but again the tool wasn't the easiest to use, and I tried to raise it back up and it was just coming out all sort of sorts. However, it's a little feature for if anybody's playing it that's never played the course before and playing it on PS4. Plus as well, I remembered that it's kind of a blaze stone chip path that's there and not a bridge, so I've picked that one just because it kind of looks closer to what it can do. Alright, so going on, we've got the third tier, then you've got the elevation of the fairway, which then goes back down. I've kind of kept this bit back open because I know that it is kind of open there from what I remember. You can kind of see the lock leaving a bit. I've added lock leaving in. Now it's not to size or to scale, it's just a lock that I've added in just to try and give it that sort of feel for it. And again, a slight elevation on the back of this green here, so I've had it so it rolls up. You can see from the grids the severities of it, which I'll show you later on. Probably the next hole's the best one, that it kind of runs away from you a bit. It's a bit downhill there and it kind of goes a bit higher at the back and such, with the bunkers and everything there. So now they didn't have a bell to add in here, so what I just added in was a superior ball washer and bin just to try and give it a wee bit of a feel, but never mind. So on to the fourth. This is probably one of the hardest ones. It took me a while to try and get the green. Obviously I've got the grass and everything there that you top it into, but to try and get the elevations in here was a bit of a nightmare. And again, when you're playing this hole, I've tried to keep the green as close to how it actually looks like in real life, and I know the elevations is a lot higher than that, but you can see the severity, as I said, with the green, red and yellow just shows the severity of the slopes, and I know that it's a lot higher when you're playing it in real life. However, when I had it looking like how it was playing in real life, it was unplayable. You couldn't play it. For example, if you were hitting the ball here, it would run all the way down, or even to the front of the green, and the putting on here, you can't blast it. The hardest shot you can do was literally getting up to here, not even making it, and rolling all the way back down. So I had to kind of flatten that out to try and make it out the way it was. But again, I've kept things like the shape of bunkers the same way as what they are on the course where they're located. I've measured them out using Google Map Pro, which I'll show you. There's some distance markers that I've left on later on, but yeah, so Bell's probably hooked them into there a few times, and but anyway, that's by the by. So down to the fifth green again, just going to quickly scan through it. Elevations, it kind of rolls up a bit and then it runs down here to the front of the green. This green, from what I can remember, kind of runs from left to right downhill, so I've kind of tried keeping it. Pin positions, what I've done is I've put them to where I remember, and there's some that I've put just to make it a challenge to the game, because again the game makes it slightly easier. This course, if you were a professional player playing this course, I think it would be like all these sort of obstacles wouldn't even come into play, if I'm honest with you. It makes, from what I'm playing with this on the computer, this it does make it easy compared to what I would actually be like. But for the purposes of it, I've just kind of added them in just to try and make it a bit more of a challenge, and things are where they are. But yeah, so from what I remembered, left to right slope, green, downhill. Okay, on to the sixth. Now again, it's a little bit more difference between the burn and the grass and everything like that, but it's just the spacings. But again, I feel like, to me, if I'm standing there, that is how the sixth hole looks. For a tool that's on the PS4, I just thought I've managed to capture that, and it feels like I'm there. I'll show you when I'm playing. You know, with the trees on the left with the bushes, things like that. Now, a couple of choices of things that I've done differently. I've actually made a slope into the bunkers. I know they're more level, but for folk playing this, I just put it in as a challenge. That so if you are driving off or whatever, you will slope it into there just to make it a bit of a challenge. And these yellow things here, these are the distance markers, as I'd said, that I'd used on Google Maps to figure out how far it is from tee to green, or tee to bunker, sorry. So I've done it from the middle of there to how far that bunker actually is, and then on to the next one. Things like that. And again, bunkers I've tried to keep the same sort of shape as what they are. Some of them might be slightly more rounded or whatever, but yeah. And again, this bun here, I've added that in. I know it's a bit more drier than that, but like I said, the tool wasn't fantastic for using. This one here is what I call the Scooby-Doo background. To begin with, when I was laying all the trees, it was just one tree all along, all uniform, didn't look terrible. So I've tried to eliminate that as much as possible just by mixing it up a little bit. This one here I've kind of maybe left a little bit, but again, probably to do with my objects that I run out of. 7th hole, again just going to run through it. Distance markers there showing exactly how far the bunkers are for the tee at the green, the way that the elevations run down, so it's lower here than what it is up here. For example, you can see the green height's 5 foot, but down here it's 7 foot. Now I know that's completely different. It's not going to be as severe as that in real life, but again, it's just to, one, give it a bit more of a challenge, and two, it was just to give it a feel that it was slightly more raised than usual. But opposite to the 5th green, rather than the 5th green being a bit concaved where it runs from back down to the middle, this one is a bit, from what I remember, is more of a mound, so that the lower edges of the green is lower, or the edges of the green are lower than the middle. It's more of a mound, if you like. Still a bit flat, but yeah, probably the 8th hole is probably more of a example I'll show you. And again, try to keep things like the walkways through. I know there's, you can go that way or that way, but I'm just tidying it up a little bit. Things like being able to see other holes from the green, I've tried to keep that in as much as possible as well. The 9th tee is probably an example, which I'll show you in a second. Again, onto a medal tee here, onto here, scan through that, and again, I know these are a bit of a chasm. I've managed to do that little walkway there, and I know it kind of comes in there, but like I say, it was a nightmare. So yeah, into there. And again, I've got things like the elevations, how it rises up, how it lowers down, the little cove bit that's in there, the bunkers from, that's what I've done. I've done like the measured that one from the bunker to what part of the green it was, just to figure it out. And again, as I said, this one's more of a mound, with the lower of the edges of the green are lower, round, than what they are in the middle. That's from what I remember. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I do apologise. Like I say, it has been a while. On to the 9th, and again, as I was saying about being able to see through, obviously, well, you can see the 10th, the 8th green, but you can also see through to the 2nd tee as well. From what I remember, I thought that was a good thing, and also you can see through to the 15th fairway there as well. Now, this hole here, the next few holes are, in fact not few holes, but this hole probably the most, isn't as mapped out as perfect to others. So things like the tee to the burn, again, that was down to the burn tool not being the best. It is slightly longer on here than what it is in real life, but a couple of reasons for that is, one, as I said, the tool was a nightmare to try and get it right, and second of all, because you are hitting the perfect shot all the time, it eliminates a lot of our objects that we have on the course. So I've kind of moved it up a little bit as well, just to try and bring it to play a little bit, as well as these bunkers. Now I know there's a little bit more there, probably with this burn being here, it's normally about here, the bunkers about here and then here, but I've added them in because they come into play when you're actually playing it on here, just to give it a little bit more of a challenge. So come round here, I've also managed to do the ditch sort of burn strike thing here, where it lowers down there and then onto the green here. Now for this next one, again with the spacings and thing, I know it's slightly out, where you would come off the green and normally the tee's about here-ish, but again, because of the spacing I had, it is slightly, it's not perfect, but I mean it's not miles out compared to where it should be. But there's your medal tee, and again, you can see the distance marker there from the centre of the tee there to where the centre of the medal, and how far the distances are between that. So coming on to it, I've got things like the grass that come down here with the wall, just add that in as a wee feature. The big tree that sticks out, which comes into play, and of course the bunker that I'm inevitably sliced into, or into these trees here. And again, slightly rises up. See, the green's about 6 foot up, and again, it's probably not that severe, but it was just to give the feel of it for when you're playing. And again, two-tiered green, slopes down. So you're higher here and higher there, and again, pen positions of where I've kind of remembered them to be. On to the 11th, and again, you can kind of see through to the 15th fairway, which I tried to keep. It's a bit narrow here, but here we go. There's the tree, that everybody's favourite tree that's been in a few times. It's probably sticking out a little bit more, but again, just tried to make it a bit trickier for folk who are playing it. Into that big pond, and the bunker, and again the tree that sticks out in the middle. Now I've tried to keep the trees as close to how they are, but I've also, like I said, I actually used the distance tool to mark it from the tree to the tee to tree. So it's pretty much bang on. Everything is bang on is what we could do. And the tree with the big pond there, and then on to the two-tiered green that's here. And again, it doesn't show the severity as much, but those yellow lines signify saying that if the ball was to land there, they would run down that way, etc. And where they are response to it. And again, I know it's a bit more sort of filled out here when we're walking to and from, and I know, like I say, that the path's maybe a wee bit up here, but I just tried to space it out to try and make it look a little bit better. And again, you can see right through to the lock if you need to. Just try to get the feels for how I remember it. So 12th, it does sort of shoehorn into the left here, with the tree sticks out there, and I've been in there a couple of times, but again I've just opened it up a little bit. Come along here, onto the bunker. That's normally where I drive to, about here, if it's my Sunday best. And then onto the two-tiered level green here. So a couple of pin positions I've done, and again that severity of the slope there doesn't look massive, but it is. On to the 13th, again into here, and again I get a feel that that's how it looks like. Just feels like I'm there. You know, you've got that big tree, you can see I've kept the distance marker from where the tee to that tree is that sticks out, that's prominent in the middle of the fairway, or sorry, just into the rough, just off the fairway. I've kind of stuck them in with the bunker, the trees that kind of come into it, and the openish land that I've been in there as well. And then on here, the little bush that kind of sticks out. I know that's probably a more rough area, but just with the tool that I said, with the trumping of the lands, where one overrides the other. But yeah, into here, two-tiered green again. I'll try and show you when I'm quickly playing. But yeah, again, it doesn't look like the severity, but it is. You can see the red lines saying how severe these slopes are. Excuse me. Right, on to the 14th now, par 3. So again, it's another one that I feel that is pretty much, I'm there. I've even done things like, here's the practice area for folk to go, and I've even added in the car park from the 15th at the end of it there, just so that folk can get to that practice area. And that's actually, I've tagged a out of bounds there as well. Not that you're ever going to hit an out of bounds playing this game, but I've tagged it as an out of bounds as well. So coming on to it, and again, bunkers, I've been in them a couple of times. I know it kind of rises up at the back. It doesn't show the severity, but it is there. But just the kind of how that green is very unlevelled, quite a lot all over the place. I've just again trying to go by remembrance. if you overshoot it, you've got to then come back up the bank and that type of things. Just how I've tried to remember it. So we'll cut through here onto the 15th, and so this one I wasn't a big fan of to begin with. As I said, I had the Scooby-Doo background with all the trees. I've made it better, or I know it still looks a bit Scooby-Doo-ish, however it's better than what it was. And like I say, I've mapped out the distance markers here from the T to the medal T, and then to the bunkers as well. I'll kind of show you that when I quickly run through playing it as well. But through here onto the 15th, and again slightly elevated at the back. It does run from left to right at the back, going downhill to here. That's how I remember it. Then through to the 15th, sorry, the 16th, I've even kept sort of the enclosed sort of, you know, where we would walk from the 15th green up to the 16th tee. And I've even added in the bench that sits there. I know you can't really see through to the 18th in there, it's just another thing that I ran out of objects to fill out, but it's different for whoever's playing it. Not that it comes into context when you're playing. And so scan through here quickly as well. That's all mapped out as well, how far the distance of the bunker is to the green, to the tee, sorry. How it dog legs into here, and again the yellow line just shows how far it is from the front of the bunker to the front of the green. And I've even mapped out the mound that's there with the tree sitting on top of it as well. And we've got the lovely island bunker. I won't say too much about that. Anyway, right, so moving on, we go to the 17th tee now, another little bench. Now I had planned on putting Kinross house as a visual there, but again ran out of objects. What I have added is things like tea caddies and things to the course rather than stuff off it, the more I got to it. Now again, I know there's more of a slope of a visual that we see when we're playing, but you can see green height's 10 foot up. I don't know how accurate the elevations are, but I've just done it to as best as I can. And I know that looks flatter, but however it does run, as you can see. So I mean, it's the green height's 11 foot there compared to it, and then you know how it goes up. But anyway, it will roll down if needs be, but it's kind of similar how it was. And again, it's one of the ones where it's a lot more severe than that look. Well, in real life it's a lot more severe than how it looks, but if I put it to what it was, there's no way you were getting up there. And finally on to the 18th. It's all marked out, distance from the tees to bunkers to the trees and things like that. And I even try and keep the tee markers the same as what they were. There was fancy ones that I could have put with numbers and everything on it, but again I was trying to keep it exactly how what the course is like. So as we run through it, got all the grass and everything on there, bunker, trees. It does elevate obviously, runs back up and then onto here. Two-tiered green again. Normally I've remember the pin being up there, and I've had one down there. I know there's one at the front, but I've only added a couple just now just to change them up for just now. But that's that. That's how it looks, and then obviously back to here. So I'm going to quickly run through the game. I'm conscious of time. I don't want to bore you too much, but I just want to let you see how it looks when you're playing it, because to me, as you'll see, so I'm going to have a quick sip of juice because I've been talking quite a bit. Just while it's loading. Now for me, once you see it in play, hopefully you can see it as much as I can when it comes across. But even that to me there, straight away, it feels like I'm there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to club down just to show you the elevation of the green. Again, it's not about fatting or like the game will never. There's the ball rolling down. Sorry, just to quickly change just to show you. Now it's not about. You'll never ever fat the club. You'll never ever thin it. You'll never ever shank it. This game's more about distance and direction. So look how hard I'm having to pot this just to get it up the hill. Overcooked it there, however, if it shows down. To be fair, this is probably how exactly I'd be playing on the... Oh, I've not had it. There you go, see? So a bogey... Is that a bogey? What have I hit there? Yeah, bogey there's probably standard. Sometimes a 5. Anyway, so distances, I want to quickly show you something. So this is driver. So I'm going to hit driver, see what you think. Now, there's no way in history I'm ever hitting it there. Now, I can't remember if I said when I was running through the course, and I know that there's rough that runs along there. I tried to get that in, but it wouldn't do it. I'm going to rewind that shot and show you how I mapped the course out and how I remembered everything was. Like I say, along that mound there would be rough. I tried to put it in, but it wouldn't go in. What I had been doing was trying to hit it to my distances. Now, coming down to a 3 hybrid, 191 carry. I normally drive at about 220 if I'm honest with you, but this is just to give you a feel. I don't carry at 220, god no, I drive totals it's 220, but this just gives me a rough idea to how it max out. Now if that was a good shot, that's where I normally am, sort of before that bunker there, and excuse me while it takes its time, and sort of in between the two bunkers and in with that. So yeah, that's probably a good distance for me, or a realistic one. So I'm just coming up, I'm just going to hit it. I think I've overshot it, but again I'm just going to show you how it works. So I'm just mapping out 2 yards carry, it's 11 yards. Loving it. Oh, to be honest, oh, don't go down the hill. Oh, we're fine. So, oh, I've absolutely nubbed it. What a twat, sorry, finger slipped. Right, here we go. So a couple of bogeys, standard. Par 3 here, I've even had the wee ball washer in, I don't know if you can see that there. So the par 5 here, sorry. I'm going to club down to how I mapped out this one, show you exactly how I do it compared to, well, actually playing on the course. So again, I'm going to club down to about a 3 hybrid here. And oh, stay out, don't do that. Oh well, that's probably standard anyway. See how realistic I've made it. Right, I'm going to club up because I'm going to try and get it up. Normally, what I had done, I'm just not going to go that far. What I had done was, when I don't hit it in that bunker, is, to be fair, that's probably where a second shot would go. But I want to pretty much show you how it worked. I'm going to, because I show you what I do and how I mapped out. What I maybe should have done was rewind it, but never mind, too late now. I'm just going to lob it up to that bunker. That's pretty much bang on, because that's normally where my second shot roughly would go if it was a good one. And then what I would do is I would just bump and run it down the hill with an 8 iron chip. And that's kinda gives you an idea how I mapped out and how I got the felt for how it was. That would probably be if it was a good day, that would generally be roughly how my second shot would end up. This would be my third shot, and then I would probably 6-putt it, getting it onto the green or whatever, but never mind. But again, just gives you an idea. I'm not playing it the best as if I would be playing it proper. I'm showing you how I mapped it out by hitting these sort of different shots. So this one I'm going to club down just to show you the green that I was on about with this one. This was a nightmare. So hopefully it should just kind of show you. Again, I would probably never hit that, but look, that just goes to show you the severity of the green, how it would roll down, and then the next putt is obviously I need to give it a good thump. Oh, nearly. But yeah, it just gives you an idea. So again, look at the grid lines. Oh no! What have I done? Again, to be fair, that's probably standard. That's a standard hole for me. So 3 hybrid, just to give you an idea of the distances. Oh, I've hit the tree. Oh, I've got a wee bit. But again, that would probably be roughly, if I never had a slice, that's probably where I would probably get it to, be sort of past the bunkers-ish, maybe a wee bit further on. And then I'm just going to... The second shots I'm not going to faff about with too much, because I'm just trying to quickly show you it's more the driving distances. And again, there's that slope there that's coming into play. That is sort of right to sort of back to front downhill, from what I remember. Oh, he's nailed it. I'm gonna do that in real life. So again, just to quickly show you what I was meaning about that slope. If I've got my 3 hybrid there, it was just to try and make it a bit of a more challenge for the green. So there you go. That's why I done that, just to, for folk playing it, just to make it a bit more challenging. But in real life, obviously, I'm just going to hit a driver here. Obviously I wouldn't hit it this far in real life, but this is just to give you an idea. Never in my life have I hit that far up the course. It's obscene. Absolutely obscene. But yeah, 95 yards. Hopefully this slope will come into play slightly. Oh, I've turned it over. Oh well. These things happen. It just goes to show you though. Oh. This is how real it is. See, this is exactly how I would be playing this. It's a standard hole for me. That's how real it is. Anyway, right, so let's just get this by. What are we? So again, it just goes to show you like how challenging it can be. It's not always perfect real all the time. But 3 hybrid here, just to give you the distances and how I remember. Just take the bunkers out of place slightly there. From here on, I'm just going to kind of whiz through for a few holes, just to I'm not going to club down or anything. I'm just trying to speed it up because I'm aware that you could probably will be a bit bored by now. But this is what I'm saying. This is what I've done for the last 2.5 weeks to try and keep myself entertained. All you lucky beggars are getting out in the course. Well, I thought I'll have a bit of the Monty as well. Sit. No. It's funny when I say I'm trying to speed it up, I'm just making an absolute hash it. So again, I'm just going to. This has never happened in real life, but there's a driver. I don't think I've ever reached that first bunker in my life. I'm going to club down here actually. Just to try and show you the green levels. See, from what I remember, I think that's right. Where it would roll round the edges. That's a full chip. I don't want a full chip, I just want it a bit there. Just so it's up. Up you go. That'll do. Any more than that was doing the back. So, on to the 10th. Again, like I said, it's just to try and catch out that I know the distance aren't right. I'm going to just, because I've created it, I know where the best place is to hit it. Just to try and speed things up, because I'm, like I said, I don't want to waste your time and board yous. I just wanted you to see the course and how it actually feels when you're playing it, because to me, like, I don't know, I think I've done a pretty good job, even if I am blowing my own trumpet, but this is boredom, as I said, with the lockdown. I've hit it, and I've hit it, it's just direction was shot. To be fair, making par on there in real life is a challenge in itself. But anyway, again, I'll maybe club down to a 3 hybrid here just to show you. Normally I'm about here. That's probably about right if I was to miss the bunker. That's maybe a wee bit further up, but I've never cleared the other bunker at the front. Let's go pin hunting. Hopefully I should check a bit. Oh, sit. Oh no. So there you go. That goes to show you the level of the greens and how it would kinda act as if you were playing it yourself. Have I? No, don't be silly. So here's the lovely 11th. Again, I'm just going to go to the 3 hybrid for this one, just to show you how I kind of mapped it out and what I would do in this sort of real scenario. So that's about right there. And then would I go for the green in real life? I think I've tried it a couple of times. A couple of times I've cleared the pond, a couple of times I've not. But probably this is how I would play it in real life, not how I would play it on here, because obviously I can reach the green in 2, but again I'm just trying to show you how I've mapped out how it all works using Google Maps, and how I would, if that was me hitting it, where it would play to. So hopefully I get up that slope. No. Backspin. Never hit backspin on my puff. Right, so yeah, here's the slope. And again, I need to give it a good dun. Oh, well, I'm up at it. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. Give it too much. Oh, 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 oh. There you go. So on to the 12th now. Again, I'm just going to. I know I'll never ever hit it that way, but I'm just trying to speed up the rest of the holes now, just to finish it off. Because obviously, more about the 17th and 18th. It's probably the better ones to finish up on. 105 yards, 109 yard carry. Yeah, I'm going to just sort of take that ridge out of the section, take the slope out just to try and speed it up. But hopefully he's enjoying it, guys, and just to seeing what I've actually. Oh, I'll give it too much. Yeah, hopefully he's enjoying it, and I hope that you are getting the sense that I'm getting when playing it there. I know it's a game, but it just gives me a little bit of feel that I'm there. So again, you've got the trees down the side, you've got that big tree that comes into play. Again, you never ever are going to hit it that straight, not in the month of Sundays, but it just gives you that feeling. I'm going to get up that slope. Hopefully, no, past it. I'm going off, no. But again, that just shows you how it's like. That's what I think I remember it's like. I don't want to hit this too hard here. Oh, need slow, slow. Oh, that's fine. Don't want to hit it too hard, it went mental. There we go. I'm just going to take what's this? 160, yeah, let's go with that. Oh, what's going on here? What's going on here? Oh! Nearly. Don't think I've ever had a hole in one in this yet. Go on! A story of my life. Never up, never in. Then on to the 15th. Again, I'm going to do how I would play it here. So 3 hybrid, which would take me up to past the first bunker, close to the second one, just to show you. So it just shows you that roughly where that bunker is perfect with the dog leg where it comes into. To me, that's what it feels like. Again, could be wrong, but let me know. And again, 3 wood up to here. Now, if you're looking right when the ball's in the air, you're going to see the road and everything. I even added that in. Again, sliced it many times onto that road and into the bushes and stuff. But again, just kind of showing you. So I'm just being as quick as I can now, just to try and speed it up. Shot of my life. This one's slope, so I've nubbed it again over. Oh wow. See, game's not easy, guys. It's not as easy as what you think. But a Scooby-Doo background on the left there. Again, I'm just going to, for quickness, hit the driver, the long drive. Would never ever ever hit it that far in my life. But I'm just trying to work my way through it because of the time. He's probably switched off by now, to be honest with you, but never mind. Wasn't too bad. again, you can see the slope of the ball, how it runs, how I've tried to have it remembered. So it's downhill here, so I don't want to be too hard. Oh, Dougie, Dougie, Dougie. Bit of entertainment for you if you are still watching. Oh! Oh! Never mind. Well, a 5 over. 6 over. Bit real, to be honest with you, to be fair. So this one's a bit fun. So what I might do is I'm going to take a bit off it. Hopefully I'll get up. If not, I'll show you the severity of the slope. Am I making it? Am I making it? Am I making it? Oh, I've made it. Wow. I'll actually be happy with that. Try to show you the slope, but again, just to show you. I don't want to overhit this though. Oh wow. Sit. 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 Never mind. Again, just speeding through it. So the final hole, guys, what I'll do is I'll do the distances I would normally hit it here for the drive. I'm going to club down to the three hybrid just to show you. And again, it's normally roughly past that bunkerish normally with that slope there. I know it looks a bit severe there, but it just gives you an idea. And again, I'm just going to hit the quick. I would never hit it that far. Oh, what's going on? I'm in the bunker. Oh, wait. Oh, wow. Build it. Right. There's a filter here, carry. So hopefully this will be the last pot, just to show you. And there we go. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Like I say, it was just to quickly show you 7 over, but a lot of it was mucking about. But to be fair, that's probably a real one for me anyway, after the handicap. So yeah guys, hope you enjoyed that, just to give you a nice insight, see what it looks like, what I've been doing. Well done if you've got out the course of the weekend. I think there was what 750 groups went out, so I hope you've enjoyed it. But hopefully I'll be able to upload this onto the newer ones when I eventually get them, and the newer one that comes out. But if you've got it, if it's still £2.49, I'd recommend getting it, and then you can play it. Guys, take care, been a pleasure, bye.